What is precious to us? December 7th, 1941. November 22nd, 1963. September 11th, 2001. One way to measure what is precious to us is by determining what we have lost. For each one of these 3 dates, people remember where they were, what they were doing when the news came to them. An act of war, an assassination, an act of terrorism on our own soil. We lost things that were precious to us. Our sense of peace, our sense of innocence, our sense of security. In today's gospel, it was one sheep. It was one coin. But it was more than one sheep, one coin. It was that one sheep, that one coin. It was the one thing that, subtracted from the rest, made it so precious. Only then was its value felt. We seem to not realize just how precious something is until it is gone. Each man lost at Pearl Harbor was precious to his or her family. President Kennedy was precious to not only his family, but to so many Americans. September 11th was a day we thought that was like any other until we lost the security of that day that was just like any other. We lost a lot on those 3 days. They were historical days. But what about the events that are not historical to the world, the days that are just important to us? That one sheep meant so much to that shepherd. Losing that one coin meant the same to the woman. That could be why finding the lost one was critical. And finding the lost one is cause for rejoicing. We may despair over the lost, but when that loss is no longer there, we should be filled with the spirit of joy, the sense of something more. The rejoicing is the important part. Jesus died on the cross. We don't look to the crucifixion and rejoice. Instead, we look to the resurrection. The finding of the empty tomb is what we rejoice over. The empty tomb can be seen as the absence of the loss we suffer. The new presence of Jesus that is now always with us. That is when we celebrate. Jesus was lost to us for 3 days. We grieve, we despair, but we know now that he came back to us. And Easter is our signatory day. On each Sunday, we celebrate his resurrection. That is what the Mass is about, celebrating the lost that is found. Remember that our God has given us the Eucharist that is the Christ. This gift is always around us, encircling us. That encircling of the light of God puts me in mind of a beautiful painting entitled Resurrection by the African-American painter Alma Thomas. Her family left their home when she was young in order to escape racial prejudice that did not allow her to even take a book out of the local library. She had an artistic gift that led her to teach art and eventually paint for a living. Her painting entitled Resurrection is a simple wheel, seems to be a simple wheel of concentric circles of dabs of paint in colors, where the center hub in the middle of the wheel is an earthy green, leading out to concentric circles of dark colors graduating lighter and lighter until the eye reaches the outside of the circles. Here, it is a field of bright yellow dabs of paint that encircle the rest of the concentrically circled dabs of paint that are so bright. It seems to be like the light of God encircling that entire wheel. If we are to travel from the center to the light, we have to make our way through each layer, each circle, from darkness to light, where that darkness could be our despair, our depth of loss, until we finally find that which we seek, the light. That which, once found, makes us rejoice. This is how we get through those dark, desperate days that seem to make us lose something so precious to us. December 7th, 1941. November 22nd, 1963. September 11th, 2001. Or losing a sheep, or losing a coin, or our own personal loss. We must seek the God of light, the one most precious to us, and rejoice in finding that most precious thing to us. We are to keep searching for what was lost, as did the shepherd and the woman, and not succumb to despair. We are faith-filled people. We should use that faith to again find our peace, find our innocence, find our sense of security. This we can do with God. Then we will rejoice with others.